here at the Festival Mall. Like I said earlier, if you look down here, you'll see a guard station. Nobody can even get in here to park, y'all, unless you're checked out by security. I've never really been to any other country in the world. This is the only other country that I've ever gone to. And the security here is really intense. I guess they have a high rate of theft and robbery, you know. I'm gonna assume that. Otherwise, why else would there be so much security? But it is a good thing. It's a good thing to have. There's security basically everywhere. I know you can't really see it, but there's actually security down by that Robinson's department store. There's a security officer. There's two of them down there. And you scan over here, this would be the main entrance going into the mall. And like I said, you got to go through metal detectors, and they also check your bags. They do a quick body scan. So as far as safety, you're definitely safe here in the Philippines. This part of the Philippines, which is Manila. They got those cranes going on top of those high rises up there. Those guys working up on top of them buildings up there, it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing, because those guys are hanging off of that rhubarb. Is it rhubarb wire? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not even sure. They're hanging off of them wires up there. They don't even have harnesses on. That is absolutely insane. And everywhere that you go in the Philippines, you see them working on these high rises. I don't ever see them wearing harnesses for protection. It just absolutely blows your mind. These are some of the hardest working people that I've ever seen. They're very dedicated in their work. And I think it's like that only because of the way it is here in the Philippines. It's hard to find work. So you're gonna give it your all when you are on a job to prove that you can do the job that was given to you. The building there on the left, I don't really see anybody working up there. It's the building on the right is where they're doing all the work. I don't know if you can see it, man, but you see guys up there on the very top up there. It's absolutely insane. I see some welding. They're doing some welding up there. But my goodness. Hats off to these guys, man. Especially in this heat. They're up there on those metal roofs. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. But anyhow, this building over here to my right, this building right here is the building that my wife had actually, she worked in that building before coming to America. That's the building she worked in. I think it was the 26th floor that she worked on. And that's the building she told me that she was in when they were having an earthquake. She said that building was just swaying back and forth. And most of these buildings are made out of glass. They got an outer glass. It's crazy. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be in an earthquake. I don't want to know either. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all, here at Festival Malls. This is pretty much it. Now there are other malls that I have gone to that are actually a lot nicer than this. It's more of the upscale, you know, how do you want to say that? It's upper income type areas. Yeah, you see the guards. They're carrying guns and everything, man. These guys aren't messing around. So back in America, we do have security that carries, you know, they're armed, but it's only for certain areas where you may need to have that. But here in the Philippines, all security carries a gun. I have not seen one yet that does not have a gun. The other thing here, y'all, that was absolutely mind-blowing to me is the traffic. The traffic here is absolutely unbelievable. You know, it's like if they have any laws in place for their driving, nobody follows it here. There's so much traffic that scooters here are a big thing. And these people on these scooters, and I'm talking literally just thousands and thousands of them, they go like in between cars, up in between the cars, in front of the cars, behind the cars. Any way they can possibly get in front of all the traffic, that's what they do here. And then you may drive maybe a couple of miles up the road, you see one laying on the ground because he got stupid. Somebody either opened the door in their car or they cut out in front of him because they didn't know he was coming. And that's one of the problems here in the Philippines. You know, everybody's always in a big hurry, especially to get home. It takes literally a few hours for people just to get home. That's how intense the traffic is. I complain all the time about traffic back home. Going into Pittsburgh, you know, traffic back up into the tunnels. That ain't nothing compared to what it's like here. That is absolutely nothing compared to what it's like here. Just to get to one area, it literally took us almost 2.5, 3 hours just to get there. And that's because of the traffic that's backed up. It's insane. And that also comes with having an overpopulated country. There's a lot of people here. It's very overpopulated. So yeah, there's definitely a problem with that here. So that's pretty much it for now, y'all. I'll get back with these guys here in a little bit. Hopefully I'll have something different to talk about. This is actually the front of the one section of the mall here in Festival in the Philippines. It's not exactly the best looking attraction for a mall, but it's pretty nice inside. All right, y'all, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye.